How's it going? I'm home recovering because I have shingles. And that's kind of what I'm getting into because I don't know if you've been following my story, but I went back for the second time for this investigation with this little boy who, in my opinion, is possessed by more than one demon. I'm having a really hard time getting through to the parents who, in my opinion, are also possessed. They're at the point of refusing any more help and they're rejecting all sorts of religious anything. Like if you come to their door and you're a priest, they're going to slam it in your face. They threw out all the crosses and holy water, and it just, it's not good at all. And I mean, I'm a baby as far as it comes to investigating. I'm just starting to learn. I've done some stuff with criminal investigations trying to help bodies. I've done some stuff with people around that had some really nasty paranormal investigators that came in and just kicked stuff up. And although the investigation part is new to me, clearing away spirits is not. I've done it for several lifetimes, and I always get scoffs and eye rolls. I'm not afraid to say that I am very much connected with a lot of knowledge, stuff that I didn't even learn myself in this lifetime. That's just kind of ingrained in my DNA. I don't know how else to explain it. I'm very good at casting out anything demonic. They don't like me. They don't like me at all. All I have to do is walk in a place and it pisses them off. And, they mess with me a lot. Other investigators will understand. Because of my voice and nature, demonic things like to come to me as a victim or a child. And although women and children come to me who are not evil, I am always cautious when that heartstring is pulled, because that's how they get in. When you start empathizing with what you're trying to cast out, you are already losing. It's very hard to be an empath and not empathize, because I have been a victim in my life and I lived with anger. I could have went to the 0 dark 30 side that some of these demonic things have. And in other lives that I remember, I was evil. I'm not saying I'm evil now. I'm saying I remember walking away from darkness. I remember fiddling around with occult shit. Again, not in this life, but fiddling around with things I didn't understand. I remember the consequences. Oddly, I learned these things by going and testing my mediumship. I grew up in a family that won't talk about this stuff. I feel very isolated and alone, so I'm 41 years old and I'm just figuring out, hey, you're a psychic medium and you're a good one at that. And I'm not trying to brag, but do you know how long it's taken me to just say out loud that I'm a medium and that I'm good at what I do? Like, it's my gift and I don't have to run and be ashamed and hide from it anymore. I openly talk about it with people, which I never used to do. And you know what? Because I do that, a lot of people have come to me with, like, stuff they couldn't talk about with anyone else. And a lot of it is psychological. That's also demonic shit's MO. They love people with anxiety and depression and a lot of stress and recent loss or heartache, because your empathy is easily given without your knowledge. They don't need your permission, so that's why you have to always vocally and visually and every aspect that you can reject the dark. I'm not going to feel bad for you. You're walking around my house scaring my kids. You're turning things on and off. You're making noise. You're not making any sense. I don't have time for this. You do not have authority in this realm. I do. So if you want to talk to me, use your big boy words or big girl words, or I will cast you out right now. They really don't like me, because when you do that, when you check the demonic things back, they act up. This is why I kicked up the dust in places I go. I want them to act up. Oh, they are squeezing my diaphragm so hard, because literally every time I go to speak about this, I got fucking shingles out of nowhere after trying to help this kid, okay? I've been under attack since I left the house because I'm not giving up on that kid just because I'm not there. I can't do anything about the parents. I'm not saying I'm giving up on them, but I can only focus on helping one. And that little boy didn't fucking get a say. And in my opinion, their parents are still practicing the occult. So that boy was born into a family, in my opinion, I want to slap them in their mouth, because you know what you're playing with and you have an innocent child. Who do you think it's going to feed off of? There it goes again. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight to the tooth for this fucking kid. I'm not scared of this thing. And I heard one word, and I literally wanted to poop my pants. Because it's not a word that you want to fucking hear. And in any investigator's journey, I don't think I want to hear this in the beginning of mine. Because I'm not so convinced that the people I work with exactly know what they're doing at the state. I think they just pull me in to kick up the activity, and then they take me out. But they don't close it, they don't seal it, and they won't let me close it and seal it. So I gotta figure this out, because I want to help people, but I don't want to be a part of fuck my life. Not closing a portal, not shutting down. I'm just gonna say the word because my throat's on fire and they don't want me to, so guess what, I'm gonna say it more. I heard the word legion. Not good, because all I saw when I didn't see it physically there. This is images in my mind. I saw seven entities. That's also not good. I don't like the number 7, and I don't like that word. And I literally got shoved out of the door, like to the house, and it slammed in my face, and no one was there. That's never happened to me in an investigation. I've never had the actual property throw me out. And I can't bring anyone else. They threatened me that if I ever came back, they'd call the popos. So, how am I going to help this kid? I don't know this part of investigating. But I'm calling on all my guides. I really root to ancient Egypt, their way of doing things. They had a whole theory about the dead, and very, very briefly, I'm going to say this once. I don't really like to talk about it with people who are outside my field. But when I passed away 2 seconds shy of 2 minutes. Almost brain dead, okay? I came back in the split of seconds where my brain would have went to mush. Someone was looking out for me, but I did not see a golden light. I did not go somewhere very lit, but I was not in a scary place, and I was not in hell. I was walking with, in my opinion, Anubis, because I don't know who else has a cat face without boobs, because Sekhmet has a cat face, but she definitely has a female body. This had a male body, and we just walked. We were walking on a trail, and we were talking, and there's only glimpses of what I remember talking about. But if you look at ancient Egyptian culture, they believed there was a journey to death, and you had to walk that path, and Anubis usually guarded it. So I am deeply connected to Anubis, and I have called on Anubis for help, and that's why I, in my opinion, got the least amount of sickness. The priest that tried to help has pneumonia. You know, these things don't just pop out of nowhere. So I'm thankful, but be careful. Even if you're new like me, like maybe I just jumped into something I'm not ready for. I want to help that kid, though. I don't know